It's good to be with so many friends. Mayor Duggan, you're one hell of a mayor, man. Spent a lot of time with you. The president gave me an easy assignment. He said, Detroit's in trouble. Get them what they need. Well, I tell you what, all I did was listen to what Duggan told me to do, and I did. And Gretchen Whitmer, Governor Whitmer, you are one quite great governor. And Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist, my buddy Debbie Stabenow, your once and future Senator Gary Peters. And you can always count on Gary to be there for you and your family, and that's a fact. And Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, we need to send you back to the House, just like we need to send Hallie back, Hallie Stevens. And I tell you what, you know that Slotkin girl? She happens to be at Congress. Two things you got to know about her. She's forgotten more about the intelligence community, the CIA, than most people ever know. And the second thing you got to know is she's smarter than you. It's harder. And Stevie Wonder is here. Stevie's been a powerful voice for justice for a long time, and he's generally a national treasure. And of course, President Barack Obama. I tell you what, didn't it make you a little nostalgic just hearing him? Compared, I won't even compare, God Almighty. It's great to see you, Mr. President. It's great to hang out with you. It reminds us that we can have a president with character, decency, respect, a president respected around the world, the president our kids could and did look up to. I want to say something we don't say often enough. President Obama was a great president. And one of the great honors I had was not only serving with him, but becoming a good personal friend. Our families became close. My two granddaughters and two of his two daughters went all through school together, remained each other's best buddies. So I want to make sure to say it here today, Mr. President, thank you. Thank you for everything, and thanks for reminding us what we can be again. Look, I want to start on a serious note here by extending my condolences to the Chaldean Assyrian community here in Michigan on the 10th anniversary of Our Lady of Deliverance Church massacre in Baghdad. I was there in Baghdad. I met with the Archbishop. I've been to Baghdad many, many times during the war. And I tell you what, they were worried back then. And after it occurred, I came out here. Look, the right to worship is a fundamental right in America. And as Americans, we should be proud that people from all over the world find a home here in our communities, here in Michigan, where the right to vote is the most fundamental right and the right that protects our religious freedoms. And so my heart goes out to all those. 10 years seems like a long time, but not if you lost somebody. It's like yesterday. So you have my empathy, my sympathy, and my support. Well, Detroit, 3 days. 3 days. 3 days to put an end to a presidency that has divided this nation. 3 days. We can put an end to a presidency that has failed to protect this nation. 3 days. We can put an end to a presidency that has fanned the flames of hate all across this nation. Millions of Americans have already voted. Over 85 million so far, they tell me. Millions more are going to vote in the days ahead because the president said we have to overwhelmingly vote and overwhelmingly win this thing. So my message is simple. The power to change the country is in your hands. I don't care how hard Donald Trump tries. There's nothing he's going to do to stop the people of America from voting. Nothing. And when Americans vote, we will be heard. When America's heard, I believe the message is going to be loud and clear. It's time for Donald Trump to pack his bags and go home. As the president said, we're done with the chaos, with the tweets, with the anger, with the hate, with the failure, with the irresponsibility. Folks, we got a lot of work to do. I don't only need you to get me elected, I need you once I'm elected. Because if I'm elected your president, we're going to get things done. We're going to act. We're going to move. We're going to move for all our families. We're going to act to get COVID under control. On day one of my presidency, we'll put into action a plan I've been talking about for months. Masking, social distancing, testing, tracing. Plan for full and fair and free distribution of therapeutics and vaccines when we get one. Imagine where we'd be if we had a president who had worn a mask instead of mocked it. I can tell you this, we'd have 9 million confirmed cases of COVID in this nation, 9 million. We wouldn't have 230,000 deaths. We wouldn't be seeing these new record numbers of cases we're seeing every single night now. Nearly 100,000 cases nationwide in the United States just yesterday. We wouldn't be facing another 200,000 predicted deaths in the next few months. This president knew in January this virus was deadly. Remember I kept saying, another of us said, look, his intelligence community has briefed him and briefed him in detail. But what did he say? He said, no, I never read the reports. Well, that didn't surprise me, but it turns out he did. He knew, and he hid it from the American people. He knew it was so much worse than the flu. He lied to the American people. He knew it wasn't going to disappear, but he kept telling us a miracle is coming. And just yesterday, he had the gall, as Brock said, to say that doctors, the people who have been on the front lines, some have given their lives along with nurses and others, first responders. He suggested these doctors were falsely inflating deaths due to COVID because they wanted to make money. What in the hell's the matter with this man? What's the matter with him? Look, the people of this nation have suffered and sacrificed for 9 months, and none more so than our doctors on the front line, our healthcare workers. And this president is questioning their character, their integrity, and their commitment to their fellow Americans. It's more than offensive. It's a disgrace, especially coming from a president who's waved the white flag to this virus. Our frontline health workers have given all their best to beat this virus. And many of them died. But they have a president, we have a president, that's given up. I'll never raise the white flag of surrender. We're going to beat this virus. We're going to get it under control. And the first step of beating this virus is beating Donald Trump. Look, Trump keeps telling us what a great president he is. The stable genius, as you know. Well, did you know President Obama and I helped create more jobs, as he said, in the last 3 years of our administration than he did in the first year, three years of his, before the pandemic? Or how about this? Did you know Donald Trump is going to be the first president, as the president said, in 90 years, is going to finish his 4 years with fewer jobs under his leadership than when he started? That's a lot of presidents, man. A lot of crises. But only Trump is going to have fewer jobs at the end of his presidency than at the start. Look, you see, I understand something Donald Trump doesn't. Wall Street did not build this country. You did. People like my parents. Ordinary working people in this country. And unions built the middle class. That's a fact. Back when the economy was on the brink in 2009, when Detroit was on its back, Barack and I bet on auto workers. My dad was an automobile man. And over the objective of many, including Vice President Pence, We stepped in and rescued the automobile industry and saved at least 1 million jobs. But what you may not know is Congresswoman Hallie Stevens was on that task force to make sure we got it done. Look, where I come from, I believe we should be rewarding work, not wealth in this country. Work, not wealth. Under my plan, if you make less than $400,000, I guarantee you're not going to pay a penny more in taxes. But if you make more than that, the wealthiest, biggest corporations, the 91 Fortune 500 companies that paid zero income tax, you're going to start paying your fair share. Folks, why should a firefighter, an educator, a nurse pay a higher tax rate than a billionaire? That's a fact, by the way. You're a nurse. If there's any angels in heaven, they're all nurses, male and female, man. All right. Well, God love you. I've been a significant consumer of health care, and I can tell you, the fact of the matter is that this is God's truth. Doctors let you live. Nurses, male and female, make you want to live and make you want to live. That comes from a guy who spent a lot of time in the hospital with 2 cranial aneurysms, a few other problems. Look, you should pay more. Why should all of you be paying more taxes than Donald Trump, the billionaire? He has an income. He says he paid an income tax of $750. As they say in Southern Delaware, how about y'all? What'd you all pay? $750? My Lord. And remember when he was asked about why I only paid that much? He says, because I'm smart. He knew how to game the system. Well, guess what, Mr. President? I'm coming for you. We don't game the system. And when the system gets gamed, you all have to pay. It's not right. It's not fair. And we're going to act. We're going to act to protect health care. Trump and the Republicans have jammed through a Supreme Court nomination. And you know why? One reason: to destroy the Affordable Care Act, to rip it out. If they get their way, 100 million Americans will lose protections for pre-existing conditions, including more than 4 million people here in Michigan. Donald Trump thinks health care is a privilege. Barack and I think it's your right. I'll not only restore Obamacare, we'll build on it. You can keep your private insurance, or you can choose a Medicare-like option in the plan we're putting together. We'll increase subsidies and lower your premiums and deductibles, out-of-pocket spending, reduce prescription prices by 60%. The way we're going to do it is the wealthy are going to start paying their fair share so we can make sure you get a fair deal. We're going to make sure we keep the protections for people with pre-existing conditions. Meanwhile, Social Security. The actuary of the Social Security Administration said if Donald Trump says, and he said he's going to change Social Security if he gets reelected, he said if his plan goes through, it would bankrupt Social Security in 2023, by 2023. So go home and tell your parents and grandparents what a great gift is coming if he were to win. I'll protect Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. But folks, nothing worse to me than the way he's spoken about those who have served in uniform and those who have died. He called them losers and suckers. Well, my son, Beau Biden, won the Bronze Star, the Conspicuous Service Medal, spent a year in Iraq. He wasn't a loser. He was an American patriot. And I mean it. Just like your sons and daughters, your parents and grandparents. The president likes to portray himself as a tough guy, the macho man. But when was the last time you saw a president of the United States literally being laughed at by the world leaders of the United Nations when he got up to speak? The entire UN laughed at him. When's the last time you saw a president of the United States attend a NATO meeting being openly mocked by the leaders of the NATO countries, making fun of him? Tough guy, my word. And you can believe we have a president who's Vladimir Putin's puppy? Putin put bounties on the heads of American soldiers in Afghanistan. Trump spoke to him 6 times since he knew about that, and he's too scared to challenge him. Donald Trump is not strong, he's weak. He commands virtually no respect on the international stage. This is a president who not only doesn't understand sacrifice, he doesn't understand courage, physical courage, that it takes to wear that uniform. Maybe that's why 6 of his generals in his administration, who worked in administration and since left, said he's unfit to be commander-in-chief of the United States military. That's why Joint Special Operations Commander Stanley McChrystal, Commander of Special Operations Command who oversaw bin Laden's raid, Admiral Bill McCraven, and 22 other 4-stars have endorsed me, saying they'd be honored to have me as their commander-in-chief. That's why, because they know I will have the backs of the military wherever they are. Folks, look, folks. Well, by the way, you're right. The gentleman says, what about the 545 kids who were kidnapped? That's why I announced immediately on day 1, I'm setting up a special commission. We're going to find those kids, and we're going to unite them with their parents. We're going to make sure their parents are together. What a total embarrassment. My God. That's why we have to support our military. That's why we have to vote for them. Look, folks, we will act to meet the climate crisis as well. The stable genius calls it a hoax. By the way, today he said he is I think he said perfect physical specimen. Maybe that's why he thought he was able to write off $70,000 on his taxes because he needed special hair care. Seriously, $70,000 written off for hair care. I tell you what, man, I hardly have any hair, but I'd rather have what I have. Stable, perfect specimen. Whoa. You know, we couldn't make this up, you know? Think about it. I mean, this is, look. Well, I tell you what. Well, when I hear climate change, I see jobs. He says hoax. I see American workers building and installing 500,000 charging stations across our highways in this country. I see American consumers switching to clean electric vehicles built here in Detroit and rebates for incentives. I see the federal government harnessing the purchasing power to buy clean electric vehicles for an enormous fleet that we have in Washington. They made and sourced by union jobs right here in America. This will mean 1 million good-paying jobs across America in the auto industry alone. Let's hear it for those honks of the cars out there who maybe think it's made here in Michigan. Look, and we'll act to deliver racial justice in America. Look, protesting is not burning or looting. Violence must never be tolerated, and it won't. But these protests are a cry for justice. The names of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake will not soon be forgotten because they will inspire a new wave of justice in America. Look, I believe this country has to come together. I'm running as a proud Democrat, but I will govern as an American president. I'll work as hard for those who don't support me as those who do. And you know what? In this America, in my America, there's no red state or blue state. It's everybody. That's the job of a president, the duty to care for everyone. So for God's sake, please vote. If you still have an absentee ballot, get it to drop off at the drop box as soon as you can. You can also vote early until Monday afternoon, or you can vote on Election Day. But just make a plan. Make a plan to vote. As has been repeated many times tonight, go to iwillvote.com/MI. Folks, I'll never forget the words, and my colleagues in the Senate used to kid me when I'd always remind them of it. The words President Kennedy said as he promised to send us to the moon. He said, we're doing it because we refuse to postpone. Well, I refuse to postpone the incredible opportunities that the American people have available to them. There's nothing beyond our capacity. There's no limit to America's future. The only thing that can tear America apart is America itself. And that's exactly what Donald Trump's been trying to do from the very beginning of his campaign, dividing America, pitting Americans against one another based on race, gender, ethnicity, national origin. It's wrong. It's not who we are. Look, folks, everybody knows who Donald Trump is. Let's show them who we are. We choose hope over fear. We choose unity over division. We choose science over fiction. And yes, we choose truth over lie after lie after lie after lie. So it's time to stand up. Take back our democracy. We can do this. We're so much better than we've been. We can be who we are at our best, the United States of America. God bless you all, and may God protect our